looking at, low 60s,
Yeah,
which is about right for a leadoff.
I definitely expect to see some PRs right here going around.
Relays always bring out
Relays are really fun.
little extra energy.
The energy, the little edge that some athletes like to bring into it, You might have been edged out by a competitor, but Winnacunnet looking really good right now. Handing it off in about a 60, 61, 62 for Portsmouth, and the rest are about 64, 65.
Yeah, I mean, obviously in your individual events, you're trying as hard as you can, but
This one's about team.
When the rest of your team is relying on you, you try even just a little bit harder.
Especially when you know it's a tight race for the title, or you know that your team needs you at this moment. One of your teammates could have struggled a little bit more. This is where you really kick it in and really.
There's no way you're gonna let down.
This is where the heart really comes out and it shows. We've been there. We've done some 4x8s.
Oh yeah.
We've muffed a couple 4x8s. We've had some really good 4x8s.
Yeah.
Been on both sides.
I used to run the 4x4 a lot. Wasn't the fastest.
I did the 4x8 a couple times last
Being
year.
a 2-miler, I was a little out of place in the 4x4.
Still ran 54, 55.
I ran a 53. Don't take that away from me.
Hey, I'm impressed, Dov. But we're looking right now. It's Winnacunnet in first, followed by Portsmouth closely behind. They're going to hand off in about a 2:03, 2:04 for the top two, 2:06, 2:07 for the second two.
I'd watch Oyster River in this. They're a little bit off first right now, but they got a good team.
They do, but they definitely got to close the gap on this one. If they're going to close the gap, they got to close it within this next 200 meters or so to really try to make it competitive going to that final leg.
All right, they got Concannon anchoring, who obviously is an open 400 runner. So.
And that's always an advantage to have, but you got to make sure it's not too much.
Yeah, I mean, you can have the fastest anchor in the world if you're too far behind, then.
So it looks like Portsmouth in first with Winnacunnet right behind. Pretty close race.
Just over 3 minutes here. That's a 3:05 for Portsmouth.
Followed by Oyster River and Exeter. Coe-Brown's going to come in, followed by Dover. St. Thomas is going to round out the group. And Portsmouth's looking really strong on that back straightaway, followed by Winnacunnet. We're going to see about 200, a little over 200 meters to go if Portsmouth can hold on, or if Winnacunnet's going to try to make a move and close that gap.
Yeah, Portsmouth looks real good, huh?
Yeah, they do.
Let's see if she can hold on.
As you see the Exeter flag waving in the back. It's one of the things that now everyone's crowding around
Wow,
the
it's getting tight. But Portsmouth's going to hold this one.
Really tight. Portsmouth's going to go through in a
nice leg by Winnacunnet, though.
It's at a 4:05.
Tight one for third. Exeter and Oyster River.
Exeter gets it.
Yep.
These are also important to get
these are the real
good seeds for states, though.
These are the good seed time ones. These are the ones that you really need to focus. The relays are the seed timing ones.
If you're going for points in states, you don't really want to get stuck in, the second heat. You want to be in the fastest heat. That way you get pulled along.
Yeah.
Try to score some points.
Going into the final event of the day is the boys 4x400 meter relay. There's going to be 2 heats of this one. The first heat includes Spalding, Coe-Brown, Exeter, Winnacunnet, Oyster River, and Dover.
Exeter's got a seed time of 3:28, 6 seconds faster.
It's quick.
6 seconds faster.
And Winnacunnet in second.
Yeah. But they don't have Winslow on this one. But I think they have enough sprinters to make up for it.
Yeah, that's very true. But yeah, like you were talking about, Dov. At this point in the season, generally every individual has already qualified or has their seed time that's going to get them into the states. Majority of them do. So the relays are the ones that you might be on the edge, or you're trying to improve your seat time. These are the ones that a lot of teams try to stack or try to really make some gains going into the state meet week.
Yeah, really important for relays. Like, you want to be in the fastest heat.
Especially when it comes to points. You can still score in the second heat, but it's a lot harder.
Yeah, it just makes it a little bit harder.
It's a lot harder. It's a lot more individual work at that point.
Yeah, if you're 5-10 seconds ahead of second place in the slower heat, it's a little harder to squeeze out that extra time versus, fighting shoulder to shoulder with somebody.
And we were able to get the time on this one, so you'll
Good
be able
work,
to
Kevin.
follow along the entire time. And it looks like we have Dover out in front, surging pretty strong.
The boys' 3,200-meter run is Noah Terracina from Winnicott with a time of 10,
Exeter taking it
4, and 57
on the inside.
of a second.
I think that's Exeter.
The biggest thing is this last about 150 meters is really trying to push and try to get a little bit of a gap going into that handoff just to make it comfortable. And that's exactly what Exeter's doing right now, really trying to pull away.
So it's Exeter, Winnicott, Spalding.
They went through in about a sort of 52,
Pretty quick.
51, 52 for the top guys. And Exeter is really already kind of pulling away from this entire field. Winnicott has a gap over Spalding, but not as big, followed by the rest of the pack.
So based on Exeter's seat time, they should be averaging around 52 per leg. So
Portsmouth, Dover, Portsmouth, Dover, Co-Brown, following that Spalding team.
200-meter. 6th place is Jennifer Nagel from Oyster.
And Exeter is really ripping down this straightaway, trying to increase their lead, but it looks like Winnicott is trying to close that gap slightly. And it looks like Dawson Dubois is going to try to make a move on the outside, trying to overtake Spalding for third spot. It's going to be close. Going into the handoff, Spalding and Co-Brown are virtually tied. It looks like Co-Brown is going to get the slight advantage going into the turn over Spalding.
Noel from Spalding with a time of 20.
Exeter will be finishing up with Dante Radagonda. So
So that's pretty much a wrap for this one.
yeah, no one's catching them.
Winnicott's trying to hold off that second spot as you see Co-Brown and Spalding surge for the second position. That could be the battle for third that we're going to end up watching if these top two spots are
I
a
mean,
lock.
second's not out of reach.
No, it definitely is not.
last place is pulling them all right back up into it. Watch Portsmouth. He just passed one. Now he's coming up for another one.
Really, outside of Exeter, this race is
It's wide open.
gonna be pretty
Yeah,
interesting.
the third spot's really up for grabs by any of these teams right now. Exeter's coming in with looks like it could be a smile on his face.
Might
pretty
be a
comfortable.
grimace
Yeah,
in the 400.
yeah, that's very true. But either
Portsmouth
way,
got him all the way up into close.
it's going to be a three-way tie, pretty much for handoff, but Co-Brown still keeps it.
Look
that
at it.
third
Look at
position.
Exeter. The holy.
Exeter literally has over 100-meter advantage over the main field, Winnicott in between.
Yeah, they got about 60, 70 meters.
It looks like Co-Brown's going to try to steal this third spot with their anchor, Porter Higas, turning on those wheels and really going for
Yeah,
it.
he's pretty quick, but I don't know if he'll be able to catch Winnicott.
But as we say that, Exeter's coming around the final turn as the rest of the teams are going into the third turn. And
No.
Exeter's going to run away with this one.
Who's
pretty
anchoring for
comfortably.
Winnicott?
We're not 100% sure. It looked like Donnelly, but it's not Donnelly. I know that.
He still put up a 3:30.
.338, 340, 343,
Wow.
346, 347. So now we're going to go into the last race of the day, the second heat in the men's 4x400 meter relay. This consists of Somersworth, Portsmouth, and Sanborn Regional. And Portsmouth has the slight advantage over Sanborn Regional, coming in at 345.23 over the 349 that Sanborn has put up. And Somersworth rounds it out with a 358 flat.
Well, if they beat their seat time, then they'll edge out some of these first heat guys.
It's very true. So it looks like, well, from what we're hearing, Exeter might have gotten the meet record in the 4x400 meter. I
What
mean,
was
with
the
that, they were
previous record?
cruising.
Yeah, 331 was the meet record. They got that.
3:30.77
Price to $10. That's a
was their final time.
Head on over if you haven't grabbed
So,
one yet and get a meat t-shirt.
a little under a second they got it by.
$10.
So it looks like we might not even have.
There's still some food left at the concession stand if
A
you're
second
hungry.
heat.
I'm trying to see.
Doesn't look like it.
From what I'm hearing, what I just thought I heard, it sounds like that was the last race of the day.
Where'd the other teams go?
They were actually in there because Portsmouth was in there.
Oh,
So
so
Sanborn,
they
Sanborn was in there.
Okay,
Yep.
so they definitely consolidated the races.
consolidated
Yep.
the last
So that rounds out the 2019.
I'll let you do it this time.
Yeah, you know what? I'll try. So yeah, this is NewHampshireTrackandField.com, powered by Runners Alley, coming to you from the 2019 Seacoast Championships, and we are rounding it out. I am Evan Tangway,
Jim McKenzie.
Savio DeLuca, sort of.
and with the help of Greg Hall. And we would like to say thank you and have a great rest of your weekend.